Welcome to the Vape Success Series brought to you by ejuices.co. The Vape Success Series videos are created for the purpose of delivering valuable content and information to vape shop owners and distributors. Joining us today is Dean Hionakis from Coil Vapes, makers of Dis One, Dat One, Funnel Cake, and Sweet Pea e-liquids. Welcome, Dean.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me. Glad to be
Thanks
here.
for joining us. Please tell us a bit about yourself and your background.
Well, I was born and raised in New Orleans. I've lived here my entire life. I have a lovely wife and two kids, two boys. One is 5 and the other is 9.
Awesome. What do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
In the spare time, I like to travel. I like to go around. I guess things you learned in school. You know, it's nice when you can actually see it and touch it and feel it.
Where's the last place you traveled to?
The last place that I traveled to was, actually Showcase was probably last Dallas.
Dallas.
Probably the last time I went. Yeah.
Amazing part of America.
Yeah, I love Texas.
Awesome.
Texas is a fun
Awesome.
place to travel.
Cool. So we're here to talk about Coil Vapes and the Coil Vapes e-liquid. Tell us a little bit about Coil Vapes.
Coil Vapes, we're an e-liquid manufacturer. We're based out in New Orleans. We've been in business for since May of 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And we make fine liquids like Dis One, Dat One, Sweet Pea, and Funnel Cake.
What was the motivation for starting the brand?
The motivation for starting the brand was basically, it was actually brought to my attention from who currently now is my partner, Andrew Diaz. I walked into a vape shop. I was getting to know him a little bit better, I guess, and I mentioned that I was a DIYer at the time, and I was just making e-liquid, and I let him try a few of the things that I created, and just out of the blue, after he tried the first one, he said, "Man, I carry this," and here we are today. I mean, that's how Coil Vape started.
Amazing. That's amazing. So what are the flavors? Let's go over the flavors in your line. What are the flavors included in the Coil Vapes line?
This one's a vanilla custard.
Okay.
That I made. I worked on that for about 3 years to get it right, and then I have that one, which is I have this one right here. This one, and that one is behind me on the shelf. That's our vanilla tobacco that we make, and Sweet Pea, which is over here, is a sweet potato crumble, basically.
Sweet potato.
Yeah.
So you don't see that too often.
No. It's one of my favorite dishes for Thanksgiving, and I just wanted to capture it in a vape.
But you can still enjoy it all year round.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. All of our flavors are that way. We try to make them to where you could vape them all day, every day, and enjoy. Not nothing overpowering. Just for me, just at the right levels, I guess, for that they don't get boring or become overwhelming, I guess.
All right. So for the benefit of our viewers, because they want to know the particulars, let's talk about the PG-VG ratios. Let's talk about the bottle sizes and the nick level, so everyone knows how they come.
Sure. They Funnel Cake, which is up here, which is our Funnel Cake version of this one. It's Funnel Cake and custard, vanilla custard together. Funnel Cake and this one are both 60/40.
Okay.
And they're available in 60 ml bottles.
Okay.
They come in nicotine. The nicotine levels are 0, 3, 6, and 12.
And 12.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
And then Sweet Pea and that one are both 70/30.
Got
so
it.
70 VG, 30 PG.
Got it. Okay, cool. And how did you decide on those flavors or those flavor names? Because this one and that one, obviously, I think has some New Orleans roots in it. But I think everyone wants to know. Everyone's always curious. Well, why those flavors and why those names?
Well, basically, it's flavors that I've been vaping for since December 2013, and I've always drawn to those dessert, bakery, custard, savory, sweet vapes, And I just developed a love for it, and I just wanted to take a vanilla custard and it was a certain flavor that I was looking for, and that's what I wanted to dial it in. I guess for my taste. Most of the stuff here is a lot of the things that I created. I did it based on events throughout my life. I reflect back upon it. Brings happy moments to me. Happy moments throughout my life. And vanilla custard's is probably my favorite dessert. Creams and custards and gosh, man, I can't. I'm getting stomped again, Michael.
So
Let's
here,
cut. Can we cut or?
yeah, we'll cut. So it sounds like when you walk into your manufacturing facility and you smell that vanilla custard, it takes you back. It brings back that childhood memory,
Yeah, absolutely. I've grown up.
which is great, and which is also nice for the folks out there to understand that that's the motivation, the passion behind the flavor. I think what I also do know about this one in particular is that I believe it's a lot of ingredients and it took a long time to perfect. And I think that that's something that people sometimes don't appreciate as much or don't understand. Without giving away too much, what's kind of the makeup of that flavor?
Well, with our custard, it's custards are very difficult. Like it was very challenging for me. It's a the most custards that you find tend to have like fruits or some other kind of flavor, and just to kind of mask the custardy taste because it tends to be peppery or
Mm-hmm.
off-putting a lot of times. Our custard's creamy, and it really focuses on the vanilla and the creamy notes of of a custard with that custard eggy feel in the background.
Which is definitely what I get when I vape it, or when I vaped it, at least the first time, uh, as well. So,
Right.
would you say that what need in the market are your products fulfilling?
Um, Basically, what it is, it's I guess people, vapors who are similar to like myself and my partner, who've been vaping for a few years now, and we've kind of become hobbyists in a sense. So a lot of times when you try a lot of things in the market, they tend to mimic one another and stuff like that. We just basically wanted to take the classics and we wanted to do it with our twist. And it's kind of it's I find a lot of it caters to people who are hobbyists in vaping. It's also catered to people to help people who are looking to quit smoking. It's a great product for that, to get them off a cigarette, especially that one.
The one with
That
the
one,
tobacco note in it.
yes, and it was designed specifically for that, to help the smokers quit smoking. And then they're also that one and this one work really well together. So it's a nice transition. You can mix the two and blend them together, and basically kind of eventually transition them off of tobaccos, and open them up to the world of flavors that is vape, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. So there's there's a lot of different flavors in the marketplace, right? But I think that there's also a lot of custards. There's definitely, I don't think there's a lot of sweet potato, which is definitely will make you unique in that category. But there's a lot of custard out there. For the benefit of a shop or a distributor, how would you differentiate your custards from the others? I think you touched on some of the points, but why does yours stand out from the others?
The standout from the other ones basically is it's the creamy. It, I took the beauty of custard, and I made it as pure as possible without any other flavors to interrupt the beauty of what custard in my mind and in my taste, what I wanted to create here. Um, I, I captured that, and it took a lot of time and a lot of hard work to get there. You can tell if you try the products, if you taste the products, you can tell once you vape it, you can tell the time and care that went into it. It wasn't just something that was slapped together uh, for sales. It put a lot of thought in that, a lot of hard work and time.
I could taste it definitely. It was like a custard that I'd never had before, and I think you're right. You found a way to bring out the true flavor of custard
Right.
and all the
See,
elements that are in it.
And that's the thing. Like, I guess that's what I enjoy the most. It's just taking the pure flavors and making them there. It seems simple, but it's very complex. And though it may be rich, it's subtle, you know. And I think you find that with our products, especially with this one.
Awesome. All right. So for the parlaying on that, for the benefit of the viewers again, sell me on this one. I'm in a vape shop. I've chosen to, or I might be looking for a custard, or there's a shop that's considering picking up a custard. Why this one?
Well, the name. No, yeah, the name's catchy. I think it's a good product. It's we spent a lot of time on packaging. It stands out on the shelf. It photos very well. So if you're looking for marketing pictures or anything like that, it's a great product for that. It really pops in photos. Basically, I mean, you're just in touching back on what we discussed earlier. It's just a pure vanilla, delicious vanilla, creamy custard experience in a bottle.
I think what's interesting is I think you kind of touched on it yourself, which is you've perfected simplicity, right?
Exactly.
I think you've taken a simple concept and you perfected it, where a lot of the market may have gone into the what can I create that's so off the wall and different, and you said, well, maybe no one's actually taken the time to perfect what the basics are first, potentially.
It's a classic. I mean, it's a staple of the vape tobaccos and custards. I mean, they've been here since the beginning, and they've kind of like gone away a little bit, you know. And I just wanted to bring it back, you know, and touch on it and recreate it into what it is now, and you know, just show vanilla custard in a good light. That it's a great vape. And it's not just a great vape. It's something that'll get your customers coming back again and again and again, because it's easily an all-day vape. Not too sweet, just the right amount of savory. To me, it's just a solid, great all-day vape.
You're watching the Vape Success Series, brought to you by ejuices.co. Today we're speaking to Dean Hionakis from Coil Vapes, manufacturers of This One, Dat One, Funnel Cake, and Sweet Pea e-liquids. All of the Coil Vapes products, in addition to 2,000 other e-liquid hardware and vape accessory brands, are available for wholesale purchase on ejuices.co. All right, Dean, getting back into it here. So there's a lot of FDA stuff. It's being pushed out. It's this date, it's that date. Are you, for the most part, ready for upcoming FDA regulations?
Yes, we are, and we're actively on top of it. We have all our TP numbers. We're registered with the FDA. All our products have UPC codes on them. The next step, I believe, is you have to put your flavors in. That's the next one up.
So you're all up to date, which is good.
Yes.
Awesome. Yep. And let's talk about safety and sterile conditions are a big topic in this industry. Can you tell us a little bit about your facilities and your manufacturing process?
Well, everything's done in ISO lab. It's done at our facilities, which are here, and it's in Harvey, Louisiana, right outside of New Orleans. All of our products, raw materials, are all shipped here. It's all bottled here. It's packaged here and shipped out.
With love.
With love. Yes.
All right. Awesome.
There's a kiss on every box.
All right. So who is the brand targeted to? Who are the flavors targeted at? I think you touched on it earlier, but maybe just once again for the benefit of the viewers.
It's someone who's just looking for an all-day vape, a nice vape, nothing overpowering, nothing, just something satisfying. That you don't have a problem just not thinking about it. Because that's the problem I find. I did it myself. You constantly switching. You have multiple setups and stuff like that. But you just want to have that one setup that you go to, that you feel comfortable with. That's what our product's geared to. And to help people quit smoking.
Right, and I think you touched on it also. It's good for the new vapor as well.
Correct.
To get that nice rich custard with a tobacco on the back end, which is something they're familiar. Probably two things they're familiar with, right?
Yeah,
Which would be
absolutely.
tobacco and custard.
It's the founding fathers of vape, right? Those flavors.
Um, which flavor of the line is the most popular, and why?
This one, this
This
one
one.
for sure.
Why is that?
I think it's just the way there. I'm trying to think of the best way I can
It's
put
been
that.
around the longest.
Yeah, it has been around. We have some other ones that's been around a little longer, but yeah, it's probably been around the longest of what we have. Sweet Pea's probably beating it right now, but we just brought Sweet Pea back. But this one, I think it's just because the like I said, and touching on it, I try not to be repetitive, but it's just a great all around. It's something you just never get tired of.
So I think you touched on some of these points before, but why should a shopper or distributor carry your line or your flavors?
Well, the care and the attention down from the packaging to the contents inside of the bottle, the way it's shipped, everything, you can tell that there's a lot of care and attention and detail put into this product. And you can see that once you receive it and try it.
And what are the most common objections you're hearing when selling the brand?
I guess I guess one thing is lack of swag. And that's coming. We're working on that right now. It's just we're a small company,
Yeah, of course. Which is
and you know as we build and as we grow, we set funds aside for that, and that's our next step.
swag is swag is expensive,
It
but
is.
I think it's also effective, and I think you're right. You have to find the right balance, and it sounds like you're doing that. So, a lot of our customers out there watching are interested in fulfillment times. So, what are the typical fulfillment times? If I ordered somewhere between 30 and 100 bottles today, how long should that take for it to be shipped out
Depending on what time of the day it comes in, we can usually turn around that day.
that day?
Yep.
Bigger orders, maybe a little longer.
We can comfortably turn around a nice sizable order in a day.
Got it. Okay.
If it's bigger than that, and depending on what time of the day it comes in, usually the next day. By the end of the day, the longest would be three.
Got it.
But typically we turn it around in a day. We
And
can.
you're holding some stock and inventory there.
Yeah. Like there's some behind me. We have some in other locations too that are packed. I have to label and stuff right now. So yeah, we actively keep stock and raw materials so we can crank out the products fairly quickly and get them on your shelves. You
Got
don't
it.
want to tie up your money for very
Awesome.
long.
Awesome. And are you pre-steeping?
Some is and some's not. But I mean, if we don't have it, like a lot of this stuff here has been steeping. But I mean, if we have to make it from raw, we ship it out fresh.
Got it. Cool.
But that's the great thing about our products too. It doesn't necessarily need to steep. Of course, over time, like this one will get better and more depth and flavor. But typically, all of our flavors you can vape fresh.
Ready to vape.
Yeah.
Ready to vape. That's great. So another important topic for shops and distributors is, what are you doing as a business to encourage trial and loyalty to the brand on the consumer side? I think a lot of shops and distributors want to know that there's built-in demand for the product already. There's so many brands out there, they can't carry everything. So I think that they often are looking for what is the brand doing out there in the marketplace to raise awareness, induce trial, and build loyalty.
We're very active in the advocacy side
Okay.
of things. We help raise money through different organizations and groups along through Facebook and everything like that. Instagram. We donate products to raise money to donate for advocacy, and I'm very active on Facebook. I kind of handle that side of it. So I'm active. People get to know me on a personal level. It's not just that we're a brand and stuff. There's a face behind the brand, I like to talk to the customers. We're active in Facebook. We're active in Instagram, and Twitter, and we're kind of exploring Snapchat right now. But it's just a constant, looking for new materials, presenting them, taking nice photos, working together with shops who do carry us, and to repost and get awareness out on which shops are carrying us through our social media groups, and reaching out to shops and customers, and staying on top of the customer service side of things.
Yeah, customer service is the big one. Obviously, if you treat the customer right, the customer will treat you right, which is great.
And you can tell that with our customers. I mean, that's one of our standouts is customer service for sure.
Awesome. What are you doing to provide or assist shops and distributors in the sales of your products? I think you've touched on some of it earlier, but is it in-store promotional items? Is it swag? Are you running any special offers that shops can run, or special offers when they pick up the product to help them kind of facilitate some more movement of the products?
We are working on trying to get some swag, some more presentation to put it in the shop to give more awareness of our products, and working with ejuice.co to try to come up with some specials and deals and promotions that we can work through your company to get more awareness out and to stimulate sales of our product.
Awesome. That's great. You're watching the Vape Success Series brought to you by ejuices.co. Today we're speaking with Dean Hionakis of Coil Vapes, the manufacturers of Dis One, Dat One, Funnel Cake, and Sweet Pea e-liquids. All of the Coil Vapes products, in addition to 2,000 other e-liquid, hardware, and vape accessory brands, are available for wholesale purchase on ejuices.co. All right, Dean, let's get back to this. So, have your products received any awards or special recognition from influential individuals or organizations in our industry?
Yeah, actually, it's right here.
Oh.
It's the we won Best Tobacco at Vape Showcase recently in Dallas.
That's just recent.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's my first award. It was took a little while to get there, but hey, got one.
Congratulations. That's great. That's awesome. Anyone else?
What do you mean?
That anyone else that's recognized the brand in the industry that's
well, that's the first award. As far as, I mean, other things, nothing yet.
in the works?
Yeah, in the works.
We'll
be at Vape Showcase again, so we're introducing a few new, like Sweet Pea and a new flavor that's coming out. So
got it.
That's I guess coming back out, I guess you could say.
What other e-liquid brands do you admire and why?
I think one that sticks out the most to me is Lazarus Vintage. They're based out of Texas.
Okay.
It's probably one of my favorite flavors. I mean, still today, I vaped them along, for 3 years now, but their flavor journey has always stuck out to me. It's a great, complex flavor. Not an all-day vape, but great like after meals. It's almost like a fine cigar, And just over time and going through shows and getting to know those guys, I mean, they really put a lot of care and thought in their products. They're not just a standard liquid. You can taste it in there. All of their liquids are very complex, very and very different from what's on the market.
So you can see a bit of yourself in their approach to e-liquid manufacturing and product development.
They were a big inspiration to me.
That's good. Well, shout out to Lazarus. You said Lazarus, right? Lazarus.
Vintage,
Oh,
yeah,
Vintage.
Lazarus Vintage. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. So what? So I think you spoke a little bit earlier about the advocacy side. Is there anything you want to expand on in that area? What are you doing to help the industry persevere as a business, individually, or both?
Both. both. As far as with advocacy you're talking about, yeah, we're very active with that, keeping up on what's being shuffled around, and there's some local chapters here that we talk to or we're involved with, and we just stay on top of it and try to do our part everywhere we can, you know, both within the advocacy groups and all the little entities outside of it that raise charity and stuff like that.
Awesome. So
you raise money to donate. We're very active in that.
Awesome. That's great. I think that's important for people to know as well. So let's talk about your vaping history. So you mentioned a little earlier. So you've been vaping for how long?
I started vaping in December of 2013. So a little over 4 years now, I guess.
I think I was October of 2013. So right around the same time. Right around the same time. And why did you start? Why did you start?
I'm 43. I've been smoking since I was 18. I quit smoking in January of 2014. I started vaping in December of 2013. A friend of mine introduced me to it. I had a little Ego Cig and some rainbow. I think it was like a Skittles type flavor, I guess, juice that I got from a head shop. And you know, for once, I tried quitting smoking many times, and I wasn't a heavy smoker. My pack would last me a couple days. But it was the first time, like, I actually tried something that I felt right. Like, maybe this, maybe this will help me quit. It was just, I was getting to that point, like, you ever get to that point where you're just like smoking and you're like, man, I don't even want to smoke. Why am I even smoking a cigarette? Like, I was at that level, like, just ready to give away, and then I'd set it down, and then, you get those cravings, you come back. So after I started using the Ego Pen, I just started, it grabbed me, and then I started getting involved in that, and I wanted a better setup, so I stepped up and got a Magneto and had an RSST. that RSST I struggled with, so then I got a Patriot V1 RDA, and all authentic, and I started. That's when it was in January. That's when I finished off my pack of cigarettes. American Spirits, the black pack, was my favorite. After I had that last cigarette, I was done, and I haven't picked up a cigarette since. Not once. Not even craved it, thought about it.
And now you're in the business of helping others have that similar experience, which is great.
Yeah, I do love this industry. I hope I can do this the rest of my life. Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. So, what can we expect from Coil Vapes in the future? Like, is there some stuff that we can let the audience know that's up and coming?
Well, see, that's a nice thing about us. We've created so many flavors. Like, I just loved creating. So, we have a lot of flavors. A lot, an extensive. Probably, off the top of my head, I probably have 30 plus flavors with seasonals and stuff that were all sold before the date that stopped. So, and we have a whole new audience now. So all those great flavors, it's great because now I can reintroduce those flavors again to a new audience that wasn't there prior to where we are right now. So over time, we're going to start releasing them again, separate lines, and bringing those flavors back.
Maybe a fruit flavor?
Oh, absolutely. We have Berry Dreams. We have Berry Dreams, and part of our Dream series, and Creamy Dreams, which is basically it's the foundation of what created. It was the starting point of what became this one.
Nice.
And Creamy Dreams is a vanillas and creams. It's not custards.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So there's that, and Berry Dreams we're looking at bringing back, and this January we'll be bringing back Dem 2, which it's a little bit of this and that with a little coolant in it. So it's actually a spot on light menthol cigarette experience.
Oh, nice.
So
that's
coming back in January.
That's definitely popular in the market.
Yeah, and Bowl of Joy. Bull of Joy is our cereal that'll be coming back. Yeah. And then you were saying fruits. We do have Candy Shop as well, which we have some fruits that we're going to bring back, kind of candyish in a sense, and Berry Dreams is strawberries and cream.
So it's exciting. So it sounds like we're getting a fuller, more rounded portfolio, which I
Yeah,
think a lot of shops and distributors would appreciate and can look forward to, especially with such a great array in the maybe more savory dessert area, which is great.
absolutely.
Awesome.
See, right now, basically, and that's what starts it. I mean, the one like this one, that one, funnel cake, them two, they're all part of the one series line. Our sweet pea, which is right here, is part of the with the sweet potato, is part of our comfort line. It's kind of the introductory to the comfort line. We have cobbler coming out, which is a peach cobbler that we do. And then we have the dreams. It's just we have themes to our lines.
They all sound delicious.
Yep, and they're all gonna look different. Everything looks different. It's not just one big array of things.
Which is great.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest challenge you face as an e-liquid manufacturer, and one that you wish someone would solve?
I guess the biggest challenge that we have, and it's kind of seemed like it solved itself in a sense with the regulations, but it was just keeping up with bottle sizes and changing bottles and plastic and who wants to, finally it's acceptable. I've always enjoyed plastic bottles, and now that these are starting to be more accepted now throughout the shops. It's just great to have one product that you can stick to. You don't have to worry about ordering, an abundance of different bottles, different sizes. It's all kind of like just fine tuning now. And I like plastic. I think it's great. It's very convenient. It's easy to slip in your pocket. It's easy when you're filling and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about if you drop it, it's going to shatter into pieces.
Yep.
I guess that was one of the biggest pet peeves. I guess the changing of the sizes of the bottles and the different styles of bottles, but it seemed to work itself out.
Lack of standards was challenging.
Yes, yeah, it's a good way to put it.
Makes sense. All right, so we're almost wrapping up here. So we got a couple more questions. So what's one piece of advice you would give to a shop or distributor, based on your own experience, based on your position in the funnel of the process from product to consumer? What's one piece of advice you would give?
I guess that worked for us is just taking the time to listen to your customers, getting to know them a little bit more, and just take a little time and care, and I just enjoy. I want customers to have a great, happy experience. So when they buy our products, from the time that they purchase it to the time they get to the house, to the time they finish a bottle, I want it to be as pleasurable as possible. And that just takes time because I just care. I care about the people who buy our products. I want to know what they like or what they don't like, honest opinions, and take that constructive criticism and make it a positive experience and not something negative, something to build on, to improve yourself, because we can all improve, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't stop. I just keep improving every day, and take that advice, take those comments and things and turn it into a positive experience for you and your company. And that's what we do here.
Makes sense. I mean, care, sounds like you put a lot of care into everything you do that surrounds Coil Vapes and your own personal approach and attention, which is great. And I think that's important for folks looking to pick up a product or a brand that they want to carry, which is part of why we do this, which exposes, the person, the real human faces behind the brand, and a little bit more information about the brand, which is great. All right, so in closing, here's your final parting thoughts. Is there anything else you want viewers of this video to know about Coil Vapes, the brand, your flavors, yourself, your facility, anything? Final parting thoughts.
We've been in business since May of 2014. It started off something really small and grew into having our own place now. I have a partner, Andrew Diaz, him and I work really well together. We both are very passionate, are both very caring about our customers. We're not in it for a quick buck. I mean, we're here to stay, and we want to be. I'd like to do this for the rest of my life, and that shows in our products, in our customer service, and if you give us a try, that's what you'll see.
Awesome. Very, very, very well put. Well, thanks again for spending about an hour with us. Once again, we're talking to Dean Hionakis from Coil Vapes, makers of Dis 1, Dat 1, Funnel Cake, and Sweet Pea e-liquids. Sounds like an addition to more. Terrific, award-winning, deep, rich custard tobacco, sweet potato flavors available for wholesale purchase. You've been watching the Vape Success Series brought to you by ejuices.co. Today we were joined by Dean Hionakis of Coil Vapes. All of the Coil Vapes products, in addition to 2,000 other e-liquid hardware and vape accessory brands, are available for wholesale purchase on ejuices.co. And if you're a vape shop or distributor, please remember to subscribe to our channel. Check back with us frequently for more interviews, insights, tips, and other valuable information and content for the wholesale vaping industry. Until next time, I'm Michael with ejuices.co. Thank you.